Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Friday live stream. And my name is Dallas Johnson. I'm with Dealer Training. I really appreciate you being here this morning. If you are watching the live stream live, or maybe you're watching that replay in the morning or an afternoon or an evening, I really want to thank you for being here. Hey, chat questions to us. If I can help you, I will certainly answer questions. So you can chat questions during the live stream today or even on the replay. I do my very best to answer every single question that comes in. So, if you're watching the replay, please do give us a question. I will certainly do my best to help you with that question. And thanks for being here. My name is Dallas Johnson. Today, I want to talk about floor plans, how you can get financing to buy your initial inventory. And then we're going to talk about some financing strategies. If you just need some capital, the federal government's got some money for you to start basically any business. So we're going to cover that as well. And by the way, I've been using StreamYard the last couple of live streams. This time I'm using Vimeo. So please, on the replay, leave your comments below and, tell me which one you prefer. I like both of them. I've used the Vimeo broadcast system. It's live stream. And I've also used StreamYard. And I thought about doing a course with Restream as well. So please leave your comments. I did a couple with StreamYard. And this week we're using Vimeo. So I just wanted to please ask you to let me know which one of these programs that you like best for our live stream. What is a dealer floor plan? First of all, a dealer floor plan is a loan for your inventory because many times we call the lot the floor, even though it's probably on the exterior of the building. Maybe it's on the inside of your building. Or if you're just getting ready to be licensed, it depends on your state. Your state may require that lot to be inside the building. It may require that lot to be on the outside of the building. But with that being said, it is a loan for the inventory that's on your floor. Now, how do you get a dealer floor plan? Well, first of all, you're going to have to get your dealer's license before you can actually get your floor plan. I mean, obviously, you can't get a floor plan unless you have your dealer's license. There are so many resources for you that we're going to talk about here. One of your best resources can be a dealer auction because dealer auctions, they're going to have a lot of resources. Some dealer auctions actually do their in-house floor plan, and some of them use third-party providers. But I want you to be aware, when you go into your first dealer auction, you've got to get your dealer's license first. I get calls every week from a person that says, hey, I want to get into the dealer auctions, but I don't want to have to get a dealer's license. Well, you're not going to get into the dealer auctions unless you get your dealer's license. So you definitely have to get your dealer's license first. And we'll talk about how to get your dealer's license in just a little while if you haven't already done that. But when you take your dealer's license into your very first dealer auction, they're going to welcome you with open arms. They're going to say, hey, here you are. Congratulations on getting your license. Here's some coffee and donuts. And we'd like to set you up with a floor plan. Okay, so that's going to be one of the first things that they're going to ask to do. Now, they're going to take you into an office, and normally you're going to either fill out a really small bit of documentation to where they might just give you, a $10,000 floor plan or $20,000 floor plan. Or if you want to basically bring in some tax records, they will give you like a $250,000 floor plan, and if you think about this from a dealer auctions perspective, they really have nothing to lose by giving you a floor plan. Because think about this, you use a floor plan, it's just like a credit card. You're going to use that floor plan when you're at your dealer auctions, and you will be raising your hand on those bids, or maybe you're doing it online, hitting that enter button, and then you can go up to the title clerk, and they're just going to use your floor plan to buy those vehicles. And then you're going to take those vehicles back to your lot, and you're going to sell those vehicles. And every single time that you sell a vehicle, then you've got to pay down those floor plans. I want to repeat that. Every single time that you sell one of those vehicles, you've got to pay down that floor plan. And there's a thing called floor planner fraud, which you don't want to be involved in. And that's where a dealer takes their floor plan, they buy vehicles, they sell the vehicles, and they don't pay the floor plan off, and they keep the profits. That's floor planner fraud. And floor planner fraud will get your dealer's license revoked in just about every state in the United States. So make sure if you've got a floor plan, let's say you got a $5,000 floor plan and you went and bought one vehicle for $5,000 and you sold it for $7,500. We'll make sure and pay that $5,000 off for that vehicle. Okay, so you always have to make sure that you're making your payments on your floor plans. Now, also, there are some other resources besides your dealer auctions, and you can basically go to Google. And I'll show you here. I'll get back to this. You can go to Google, and you're going to be able to look for floor plan providers just by going to Google. And you can type in dealer floor plan provider, and you're going to see Next Gear Capital, V Auto. You're going to see Ally. You're going to see Wells Fargo, things like that. So these are floor plan providers that will definitely assist you in getting your floor plan. Now, one thing I really want you to be aware of, however, is that a floor plan is a credit card. There is absolutely no difference between a floor plan and a credit card. So I do want you to be very aware of that. And I want you to see this on the screen right here, right now. Floor plans kill dealers every day. And I don't want to scare you with that. My PowerPoint presentation is definitely not chronological this morning. But floor plans kill dealers every day. And this is what I mean by this. I travel the United States giving dealer training classes. I've done this for 15 years, traveled the United States, a little bit less travel since the pandemic and more online, obviously. But in my courses, I will help someone get their dealer's license for the very first time, and they'll get their dealer's license and they'll go into a dealer auction and they'll get a floor plan. And then, I'll drive by their lot a couple of weeks later and I'll see 50 cars on the lot with balloons flying around, salespersons running all over the place and everything. And then I'll drive by that same location, 2-3 weeks later, maybe a month later, and all of a sudden that entire lot is empty and there's a for lease sign in the building. There's only one reason that happened. That dealer did not pay on their floor plan. And I saw a lot of dealers go out of business from 2020 till the beginning of 2021 because they couldn't pay their floor plan because they were closed down because of COVID-19. And then the floor planners did try and give some leeway, but eventually the floor planners had to collect on these notes. And a lot of dealers in 2020 and 2021 went out of business because they were not able to pay their floor plan. And, just as a reminder, think about this. Nothing against the dealer auctions that are giving you a floor plan, but the dealer auctions have nothing to lose by giving you a floor plan. Because if you don't pay your floor plan, all they need to do is come repossess those vehicles on your lot, run them through the dealer auction lanes the following week, and sell them to the next dealer that's getting their very first floor plan. So I don't want to discourage you from becoming a floor plan dealer. I do actually encourage it, but I always want to remind you in this business, as with any business, you need to keep your debt low as possible. When I started in this business many, many years ago, I did start with a floor plan. I started with a $25,000 floor plan. I got one from a local bank, actually, and I had a $25,000 floor plan, and they were very strict. They wanted to know about my inventory, and I know other dealers they worked with it where they would send in a representative from their credit department just to make sure the vehicles on the lot were being sold and that they were paying down on the vehicle. So with that being said, I did get a $25,000 floor plan the very first time that I had my dealer's license, but I was buying small vehicles at that time, in the $4,000 to $5,000 range and marking them up to the $6,000 to $7,000 range. And it didn't take very long. I put all of my profits basically back into the business, and I was able to pay that floor plan off. And I never had a floor plan again after that. I always had a cash inventory. And when you have a cash inventory, think about the money you save, and you're not paying interest. So even though I don't discourage getting a floor plan, I always say keep your debt low. You do not want to get your dealer's license and get a $250,000 floor plan next week. That's gonna kill you. Okay, keep your floor plan manageable. Pay down that floor plan when you can, and you should definitely have a goal to have a cash inventory. So always have a goal to have a cash inventory, because that will definitely keep a lot more money in your pocket. So I've seen so many dealers, especially during the pandemic, to close because they had too much debt. You don't want to have too much debt. You don't know when the next pandemic's coming. Well, hopefully not another one for a long time, I hope. But the dealers that had cash inventories, they stayed in business. The dealers that had these huge floor plans, a lot of them went out of business. And I've traveled the state. I've seen sometimes it can be hard to find a location to get a dealer's license in. And what I've found here in the last year, there's a lot of open locations because of the dealers that did not keep their debt low, and they ended up basically going out of business. So, hey, with that being said, I do want to give you a quick reminder here. If you are getting your dealer's license, we're going to talk about some other financial avenues for you when you're starting your business here in just a little bit. But we are approved. If you are not in one of these states, you can always go to dealertraining.org that you see there at the very bottom of the screen. We've got a lot of training programs, whether you're just getting started, maybe you've just gotten your license, or maybe you're a licensed dealer and you're wanting to know how to comply with state and federal laws. We've got a lot of programs there. If you are getting your dealer's license in the state of Texas, we are approved by the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles for that pre-license training. And you can go to texasdealers.com and take your official training. That's online. You can go to californiadealer.com if you want to get your license in the state of California. We are approved by the California Department of Motor Vehicles. Ohio, we are approved by the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles. And you can take that training online, at ohiodealer.com. Or if you be more comfortable, I do give those classes in cities throughout the state of Ohio. In Missouri, you actually have to sit into a class. You can't take that online, but we are approved I've been approved by the Missouri Department of Revenue for over 15 years. New Mexico, I've been providing dealer training there for almost 3 years. But anyway, if we can help you, you would certainly support this channel by taking any one of those classes. It would be greatly appreciated. We don't have affiliate programs. I'm not pointing to links down at the bottom of the page. Our revenue is through the tuition that we charge for training. So I'm very hopeful that will help you out. And hey, with that being said, I always want you to be aware, be aware of those dealer floor plans. I do want you to be aware of that. And there's dealertraining.org. You can download several training, lots of training content right there. So please do keep that in mind. And, if you're playing on this replay here, there's a lot of great content for you on this video. These are all of the state's dealer licensing divisions. So you can see Alabama through Maine there. And if you need to stop the screen, you can see the direct phone number to your state's dealer regulatory agency. And then here you see Maryland through South Dakota. And so we have all these phone numbers that I think will be very advantageous for you if you have specific questions about your state. And then there you see from Tennessee through Wyoming. So before we move on, I always want to give you that reminder. I think every dealer in the United States wants to run with compliance. And compliance means that you're going to follow every rule, law, and guideline. So do please keep that in mind. If you follow every rule, law, and guideline for your state regulatory agency, you're going to see 100% profits because you'll never see a fine. You'll never lose your dealer's license. And in my training courses I've given throughout the United States, I got the guys that come in and say, well, I don't really want to stamp my dealership. I don't want to have one of those signs. I'm going to put the sign up and then take it down afterwards. And, I'm just using this license to get into the dealer auctions to buy cars for my family. I'm not really going to be there at the dealership. Well, those dealers are out of business usually within a couple of months. Your state regulatory agency, they require you to maintain 100% compliance. We are a very tightly regulated industry because we are a very profitable industry. It's just like real estate's regulated so heavily because real estate's so profitable. Insurance is regulated so heavily because insurance agents make a great deal of money. And dealerships make a lot of money, so we are very tightly regulated as well. So I always want to give you that reminder. Please do maintain your compliance. It's absolutely crucial. So do please keep this in mind. Now, I also often get a lot of calls, from people that say, hey, I need a little money to get this started in this business. One of the greatest resources for any business owner that's starting a dealership, or maybe you've never owned a dealership, maybe you've never owned a business. This is one of the world's most incredible businesses. And there's a couple of reasons I say this. Number one, the profit potential is absolutely unlimited. I mean, it's tightly regulated because it's so profitable. So you have to maintain compliance. Hopefully one of our training courses can help you to do that. But, this is also one of the rare businesses where you have a state agency. It's probably in your state's capital that has a dealer licensing section or bureau or unit, whatever they call them. They got different titles, but every state in our country has a specific office that regulates dealer licensing. And your office employees' full-time job is to answer your questions. And there's no such thing as a stupid question in this business. The only stupid question is the one you don't ask. So not only is this a great business to open anytime in your life, this is a great first business. Because think about this. What other business can you start and have unlimited technical support from your state dealer regulatory agency? So I gave you those numbers here a minute ago. You can review that again and contact your own state agency. So I want you to be aware, we have a massive amount of loans and unforgivable loans that are available from the Small Business Administration. You can go to Google, type in Small Business Administration loans. They have so many lending programs that dealers qualify for. They have loan programs specifically for minorities. They have loan programs specifically for women. They have loan programs specifically for veterans. And, many state agencies also have matching funds and things like that. So you might call your state dealer regulatory bureau and see if they are aware of any matching funds. They may not be the best resource for that, but usually your state, Department of Commerce or Economic Development, they're going to be a great state resource for you as well. So many states have unforgivable loans. Each state is on a state-by-state basis. But if you do decide to go, you can type in, go to Google, type in Small Business Administration loans, and there's tons of loans there. Some of these loans are unforgivable, and Congress has absolutely injected billions of dollars into these funds. And there are maybe not billions, but there are still hundreds of millions of dollars of unclaimed loans out there. So definitely keep that in mind. Just you can go to Google, type in Small Business Administration loans, and I bet you anything you can probably find a loan program for you. And some of those loans for small business owners are actually forgivable, or maybe you currently own a dealership. I've researched, there's state agencies all over the country that are just giving money away. So do please keep that in mind. If you do have a dealership that's been affected by COVID-19, most of these states have another couple of years to where you can apply for grants for unforgivable loans and things like that to help you through that process. So I hope that's helpful for you. Just a really short live webinar this morning. We're going to be going live at 9 o'clock every single Friday. That's going to be 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Mountain, and 7 o'clock Pacific. If you are thinking about getting into this industry, we have a lot of training programs for you. This industry has been very good to me, and I have literally guided many entrepreneurs just like you, through the entire startup process throughout the United States. And I've helped persons from the worst economic areas in the United States rise up and basically achieve a whole new level of success with a dealer's license. But you have to follow the rules and the guidelines. If you're willing to follow the rules and the guidelines and submit the required paperwork to your state, you can get a dealer's license. You can get into these dealer auctions. When you get into these dealer auctions, you're going to be amazed at what a vehicle sells for in the dealer auction lanes and what it's selling for on your lot, a week or so later. So the markup in this industry is absolutely unlimited. At our website, dealertraining.org, got a lot of great startup training requirements for you. Or if you are in Texas, please go to texasdealers.com. If you're in California, go to californiadealer.com. OhioDealer.com for Ohio dealers, MissouriDealer.com for Missouri dealers. And if you're a currently licensed dealer in the state of New Mexico, you can go to NewMexicoDealer.com. Thank you very much. I hope I can see you again next Friday. We're going to hopefully be doing some pretty informative live streams for you. If you're watching the replay, please leave your questions down there at the bottom. And if you're watching this live, I want to wish you the best of luck with your new business. And I hope that you have a great weekend. Thank you very much. I hope I see you next Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Mountain, and 7 o'clock Pacific. So if you're debating whether or not to get that dealer's license, I strongly encourage you to get out there, complete the steps that you need to do to get into this incredible business, and we'll be there for you after that to hopefully help you maintain your compliance. Thanks very much. Have a great day.